You're about to watch a really fun video for me because I just feel like there's a lot of people out in this world that are gonna get a lot of value from this, whether it's similar circumstances or an insight to being passionate about a niche or realities of family life of being an entrepreneur or where you are in your age cycle. I hope you guys enjoy this. But listen, I wanna bring as much value as humanly possible. Where do you think we can go with that?
Yeah, so I mean, just being is great, right? We're, it's interesting, right? Like you actually inspired me on social media, right? I'm a contractor, right? Clearly that's what I do. I'm 57 now, and around...
But built like a fucking truck, right? I see it. I'm scoping you. I'm like, all right, in 11 years, if I keep going, I'm gonna go ahead. Yep.
No, it's pretty funny, but no, honestly, though, it's actually funny you say that because fitness is a big part of our lives. You know what I mean? Start every day in the gym, and I think for us, it's just important to kind of...
Yeah, it's just part of life.
Yeah, for me, I call it my therapy.
I totally understand.
I used to put it in my calendar as like therapy appointment.
I get it. People are like, yeah.
What the hell's that?
Good for you.
Yeah. But anyhow,
but the point there was people not 20 could do this shit.
Yeah, so it's so funny, right? So I'm 50, right? And social media's out there. Actually, he was at University of Alabama, and which, by the way, love that talk.
Yeah, your talk there.
He was there then.
Is that right?
My senior year.
No shit.
Yeah, you came in 2018.
That's awesome.
My daughter's actually there now.
That's awesome.
I'm actually going there this weekend.
For the game?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyhow, that was actually awesome.
Thank you.
That message that you delivered there was like, it hit
Really
home.
good.
So cool, man.
Thank you.
No, for real. But anyhow, so... we got a really good, successful business, local business.
Yep.
We're doing well. And he's like, listen, you got to start
doing this
next
shit.
level, doing this.
Exactly.
And, I'm talking to my competitors and my friends that are also in the business.
And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not gonna get another contract from a fucking TikTok.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said.
That's my favorite thing happening on life. The longer everyone's confused,
Yep.
the more likely I'm gonna buy the Jets.
I love it.
I
think
I get it. That makes you should have heard the shit that people said to me when I took my dad's liquor store in Springfield on the web in '96. Because my dad came from the Soviet Union, and like a lot of the guys that I talked to watched him go from a stock boy to owning his own business. They loved my dad, and they literally told me shit like, you're gonna put your dad out of business, and this is fucked up. He brought you to America, and like now you're gonna do this .com thing, you're gonna ruin it. And like, new shit fucks up old guard.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Cool. And I think it's also so many people are afraid of different or new, So
100%. And honestly, people don't talk this enough. A lot of people just don't want to put in the work.
I'm with you.
Like this, when people like what clearly you have, and I sense it immediately, is like a lot of people that already kind of did a little something. They got what they like. They got their little boat that they can go fishing in the Jersey Shore. Like they're good. They're like 3 years from now I'm gonna go to Florida half the year too. And so when you say like, let's get the fucking work, like fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like they shit on new stuff, but it's really an excuse that they don't want to put in the work anymore.
100%.
100%. Complacency is an incredible framework to excuses.
I totally agree. I mean, here we are, most successful finished basement business in New Jersey, and I would argue in the country.
Good for you.
But I look at it, and I'm not saying sitting back going, hey, this is great, we're all good. I'm going, no, we're just getting fucking started. Like, this is the beginning, man. We're taking this nationwide, and that's what we're doing right now. Like,
are there nationwide players in the finished basement business? Or it's been a regional business?
There's not even a lot of finished basement companies.
There's a few.
But
I'm sure.
But not that
But not to the scale we...
Nobody's
right, you went super deep into like, people finish basements, people are building finished basements all the time, but you're like, no, this is like the fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, we're
like they could hire someone to do their basic basement, but then we took it to a different scale.
Those guys aren't my
And
competitors.
they design it. So that's how
it.
I can go
Right here.
nationwide because they're like, here's how you do a hidden bar. Here's how the door flips upside down.
Are you thinking a franchise model, or are you going to do it?
No, we already got burned with that.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like
franchise.
it's an interesting debate, but it's hard
So I'm thinking,
because people fuck up your brand. People fuck up your brand.
Yeah.
I get it. Because franchisees never like when I say this, but if you're a franchisee, you're a half entrepreneur.
Yeah. So true.
And right?
Yeah.
It's true. Like I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, you own a McDonald's, which is amazing. You are entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But you're not a purebred entrepreneur because corporate is doing a lot of shit for you.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is There is nobody else.
Well, we were, not, I shouldn't say we because I had nothing to do with it, but Brooke, who created the franchise that we had, or she had,
Yeah.
and then Chris was the genius behind
Yeah.
building it, and now he moved on to a much bigger and better running, but so we've been down that road, and we
It's
understand
hard.
what
It's
it's
tough.
like.
You're doing
I'm
a
on the
lot
board of Bojangles, which is a QSR chicken restaurant in the South. Yeah, Bama, right? The conflict between franchisor and franchisee, I'm empathetic to both sides.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It's why they're so lucrative when they work, because it's challenging.
Yeah.
Anyway, nonetheless,
Yeah, so anyhow, that wasn't my mindset.
Yeah.
So it's real hard, right, to take a business that we have, like a contractor. Like, how do you take a contractor that works in a county and take it Jersey-wide or nationwide? So the concept that I came up with, because we had 40 years of content, right, and there was nobody. We calculated that I've designed over 4,000.
40
pieces.
years of design work, right? Not
Exactly.
right, content in
Not
that
content,
matter. No, I got it. No. I wanted to ground how you were defining content.
Yeah.
Right, makes sense. Go ahead.
So now I'm bringing to the table something nobody else in the country has. Like, I've designed 4,000 basements. Find me another guy that did, and especially to the level of what we
When
do.
did you get serious of going deeper into that niche? What year?
Pretty funny. It's about 20 years ago, believe it or not. Like, I shouldn't say it was serious at that time. I pivoted. I had a really, really successful commercial contracting business to the point where I was doing about $15 million a year.
Wow.
Right? I think my oldest daughter, his wife, Chris's wife, was just going into high school. So how many years ago that, right? I don't even know. She's 35 now, right? Yeah, 20 years. Imagine this. I got a $15 million a year business. I'm making money hand over fist. Successful.
Yeah, crush
I
it.
have contracts coming
Yeah.
in left and right. I can do whatever I want, but I don't know my family. I made a choice at that moment that close it down and choose my family
Wow.
over that. It was, let me tell you.
That's a big deal.
No, it was the craziest fucking thing I ever did. Honestly, thinking back, like
How long was that happening in your subconscious, or was it very quick?
Yeah, it was probably building for about 2 years, and it
Yeah.
was building, and I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna be dead, and they're gonna have all my money, So what good? I don't want to be
Yeah,
just got in the
right.
graveyard. So I just said to myself, like, fuck it, it's not worth the money. I'd rather have the family and live in
Yeah.
a trailer
Yep.
than to have the
Love
money and live in a mansion.
I love it.
And legit, and so we had to sell
So
our
you-
contracts.
So, right, you sold the contracts and you rebuilt up from this genre.
So I have 7,000 square foot office, 30 employees, architects. I walked in one day, random, out of the blue. I go, whatever, we're not signing another contract. Nobody's
Stop.
fired.
Yep.
Everybody's getting paid. You can stay here. We probably got a year backlog. You want to leave in a year? You want to leave in a month? Find the best job you can. Stay as long as you want. So when the dust settles a year later, everybody's happy. Don't burn any bridges. Everybody gets paid. I just look and go, now what? Like, what the hell did I just do?
Were people like scared that you were sick or some shit because it was so left field?
Nobody got it.
Yeah,
Nobody got
makes
it.
sense.
Couldn't understand it. Even me, when it settled, I was like,
Right,
wait,
was this right?
I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck? I got a mortgage,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
kids. I'm
Yeah.
like, how can I make a living at that? Like, what?
Right,
it's
it seemed too narrow.
Of course.
And this was even before man caves were blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
No, finished basements is very Jersey culture. Like
but
that was like it's been so long since I lived that Edison life, but like literally when you started talking, I'm like, right, that was like a core thing you like asked your friend, like you meet a friend in 4th grade and be like, you have a finished basement? like a finished, right? It was a very Jersey thing.
Totally. Yeah, but we took it to a whole nother level, man.
I'm
At that
sure, I
point,
get it.
We just said, you know what? Like,
This
rather
and
than
that,
cheesy
yeah.
drop ceilings, we got I was happy to get a $10,000 basement.
How have the trends changed? Like what's the kind of like, how that always happens?
Totally.
Like what's the current thing that people are like really about?
Like a modern look.
Modern look, totally.
Tile in the basement.
Tile.
The hidden doors.
A lot of hidden doors.
What
Hidden
took us-
doors.
That's what took us to another level.
The,
Is the
slide,
hidden-
the slides from the first
Well,
story.
that was my
to the
first
basement.
viral video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A slide.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'll give you this, right?
Something different in every job.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I would get to this guy's front door, and we're doing some cool basements, and we migrated from the $10,000 basements. To
And you get a
$50,000.
sense, you have good people skills, so you got a sense that they were open to the idea, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm standing at the guy's threshold
Yeah.
of his door, and he goes, before I walk in, he goes, I want something cool. He goes, from you, right? He challenged me. I didn't even get in his house. And I looked, and he had 3 little kids, and I said, all right, how about we put a slide from your first floor into the kids' room? He goes, can you do that? I go, I don't know, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
really cool.
And so we're just thinking outside the box. And
You know what? I need to connect you guys to Brandon, my best friend who runs my dad's wine store. Could do something really cool where like when you like anybody who ever does a wine cellar, maybe the store will give like 3 nice bottles, like something just nice for you to added value. I love added value and surprise and delight.
That's
Be
right.
smart.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do a lot of wine
we just did a
I
sick-
figured,
Yeah,
right?
we do.
I
Underneath
figured.
the stairs.
We just did
Yeah.
one for this guy James, sick fingerprint. What was his collection like? 1.7
Yeah,
million.
Yeah,
We
it was $2
made it
million
sick, you know,
wine collection.
yeah.
He
But
loves
we-
drinking wine. He flies to Italy, grabs a bottle, and flies back.
Crazy.
Very into it.
But so we kind of migrated,
Jersey?
Yeah.
migrated
Homedale.
over these years.
Colts Neck
Right by
Homedale.
Bellworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost that buy right
Yep.
on that highway right there, and you're right before Delicious Org, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost bought that years ago. I almost put a wine library there. I
No way.
always, I still, before I die, randomly out of left field, might open a wine library in Monmouth County.
kill it.
It was, Monmouth is a disaster.
Yeah.
There's no super wine store.
No.
No.
It's the only
just
part of
wine and
Jersey
spirits.
that, yeah,
That's
it
what-
just kind of like,
A brewery just opened up right there.
I heard.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
heard.
Actually, you guys know that.
Source.
Yeah, Source
Yeah.
Brew. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So that's it. And away you went.
Yeah, so and now we just keep getting better and bigger, and again we migrated from.
Can I give you a good
10,000
piece of, like, before we run out of time?
Yeah.
Same way that you're doing well with like the TikTok stuff and stuff, immediately, thoughtfully, get serious about YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
Here's
for sure.
why. YouTube Shorts is different in that it's exactly like TikTok with virality and those dynamics, but YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world.
I know.
And if you name them properly, you're probably gonna get a lot of lead gen because it shows up in standard YouTube search. So unlike TikTok, where they are showing signs to becoming more of a search engine, like YouTube is like, people literally type in finished basement resume,
Yeah.
man caves. Whereas, so with the content, if you tag it and name it right, one viral YouTube short might be your biggest lead gen piece of content. And that wouldn't happen if it was just living on TikTok.
Gotcha.
Because it's the consumer behavior. There's more 52-year-olds who are gonna build a real fucking basement, who are gonna go search on YouTube, on Google. YouTube shows up in Google, or the progressive 52-year-old is searching YouTube because they wanna visualize it more than Google, and your YouTube short might show up in the search now, which is that person's not going to TikTok to search for a finished basement. You may get awareness from it, but it's a search engine and search is intent to buy. And so it's a big difference in business dynamic than just letting it live on TikTok.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That makes a lot of sense.
Gotta leave you with something.
That's
Yeah.
all good. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah.
And so what about like a podcast and talking more about like doing what I did, which was like I went from being a businessman to doing content around my business, Wine Library TV,
Yeah.
to then taking it to the next place. When I hear about just what you did with making that decision in life, just you interviewing other people who left it all, like if your show was called Left It All for the Positive, like if that was the name of the show, with you,
Yeah.
and you interview other people who weren't sick, who weren't burnt out, who didn't have drug addiction, who didn't nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
They just had a realization and they wanted this. I think that's a really powerful show. For a lot of people who like are grinders and hungry, a lot of people are, the reason I've always tried to be thoughtful of how I do content is I'm never stressed. Like I'm never anxious. I'm like really in that place, like that real fucking weird place where like, this is what I was meant to do for real. And like anytime I feel something's off, I'll micro adjust. I'm so in tune that I don't get into those subconscious places where I'm like, I'm fucked, I gotta fuck, I'm just like notice what I asked you, how long was it on your mind?
Yeah.
It's a really important insight.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
Right? Because
Yeah.
you were playing with it. There's been a couple things in my life where that happened, and those are the things that were more challenging for me. What I tend to do is like the second I sense it at that first moment, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna change it now before it becomes something drastic. But I think one of the things you can add to your repertoire is a meaningful show about elevating you, the human being. It's not even the content of the basement stuff. It works together, it's me. I have wine, I have NFTs, but I have me, the Gary Vee of it all. You might wanna go there because I think your truth and your life journey is actually a very substantial show concept.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome advice, man. Because
It's worth debate. I want to leave you all to like you might be like, you might be like, that was a great idea, but I don't want to do that. But in 9 months, you're like, I want to do that.
yeah,
Because I think that takes a lot of courage, and there's a million people just in fucking the tri-state area who want to do it right now, and they won't do it because they can't point to someone who did it, and you could be that person for them.
It's really interesting. I never even thought down that road, but
I would argue it's one of the most courageous things to do. To so many people that achieve real success professionally have so much of their identity tied up into it that it's just hard to shut it all down, even though you know you love your family more. It seems too extreme. They'll just take more vacation time. They'll take the month of August off, which just seems insane when you're a workaholic, but to shut it the fuck down, to then live it, have the benefits. Now you have grown kids who can even be on the show. I'm doing things that people think, or I'm saying things that people think, and then now they have someone to, like, a 50-year-old saying, I can make content. Because we need more people like that. And I think, what you did is extreme. That's a very large business, and you decided to go all the way, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Now we're doing NFTs and with Easy Decks and everything. It's pretty
super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should really debate it.
Yeah, I think that's cool, man. And that's just what we're all about. We're all about like the next thing. Like I'm not complacent. Even at 57, I'm not sitting back going, yeah, this is it. This is
Well, it's because
great.
you're gonna live for another 50 years.
Dude, I'm just getting started. Yeah.
You know what I think about that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really believe, I don't understand people.
I don't either.
I get it because we were both 15 and we know what we thought 57 was back then, which was fucking ancient. But then you get there, right?
It's true.
Yeah, 15. I mean, when I was 22, I thought my 30-year-old cousin was 1,000. You know? But now at 46, I think like I'm a child.
Yeah.
And so I get it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not go at it for at least 25 years before you begin to debate if you want to not?
Well, listen, I love the game, so for me, I have no reason.
Yeah, I get it.
Everybody says all the time, "You ready to step down? Let the kids take
From
over."
what?
I'm like, I love having them. Don't get.
You're like,
me
I got
wrong.
more slides to fucking
But-
make.
I
get it.
There's more cool shit we didn't think of yet.
I get it.
You know?
What about bourbon brown goods culture? Like that's become a phenomenon. So the wine cellar thing is obvious. One thing to think about that I think would really play if you're thinking about something creative is how deep people have gotten into scotch and whiskey and bourbon. And I think
Show that room that
We just did it.
Love it.
We just made a
Crazy room.
sick hidden room. We made a speakeasy in this guy's
It
house.
wasn't a basement. It was
It
upstairs
was
closet.
insane.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Speakeasy is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm running super late because I'm
Hey,
enjoying the shit out of this. I gotta go. No,
Hey,
I'm
really
enjoying this too
appreciate
much.
that, man.
Real
Thanks so
pleasure.
much.
Thank
Yep.
you. Nice
Real
meeting you.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So
It was
good
a
to see you
pleasure.
again.
Seriously.
Appreciate
Real
your time,
pleasure.
man.